Yeah, I was going to take you up on the confirmation of the acting EFCC chair. You have threatened to take the Senate to the United Nations, I think. You're reporting to the United Nations. Why are you doing this?
You see, the point we are making by taking that position is this. Let us get this straight. The issue of the confirmation or otherwise of the acting EFCC chair has not taken place. And the reason why I say this is, you see, a caucus meeting or a committee meeting of the Senate is not equivalent to the plenary session of the Senate. It is only at the plenary session of the Senate that the discussion as to the confirmation or otherwise of the acting chairman of the EFCC will take place. And now, the reason why we said we will do that is that from what we are hearing, some people said the Senate are taking a position. The spokesperson of the Senate said they are taking a position. But legally, we are talking about the rules of the Senate and the position of the Nigerian Constitution, that has not taken place. But let's take it as they have said it, that they have taken a position. The point we are making is this. Those things that you said you are relying on a security report to form the basis for your non-confirmation of the acting EFCC chairman as a substantive one, have you given that person the opportunity to respond to those allegations first? And that is fundamental. The requirements of fair hearing, the provision of Section 36 of the Constitution of Nigeria 1999 is all pervading. Anywhere that something like that happens or is likely to happen, that person, the person concerned must be given the opportunity to respond to all issues that you use against him. You can't use a security report against any person if you have not given that person the opportunity to react one way or the other to those the allegations contained in the report. You don't just shave the head of a person behind his back. You must let him respond, and you consider the response before you take your decision. That is assuming that they have taken the decision. But my position is that they have not taken the decision. What we are complaining about is the breach of the fundamental right, the right to fair hearing of the EFCC chairman as regards those issues contained in the report. That they should have given the opportunity to respond one way or the other to it. That's the point.
So why not a second arm of, another arm of government, for instance, the judiciary? Why the United Nations?
You see, the position that we are taking is that the world is a global village now. And we cannot pretend that what happens in Nigeria is exclusively limited to the borders of Nigeria. In any case, Nigeria has ratified a lot of international treaties that guarantees this right, apart from the fact that they are contained in the Nigerian Constitution. So we cannot pretend to be an island unto ourselves in matters of this nature, while we pretend to be members of the global community in some other matters. Nigeria is a signatory to a lot of conventions that talks about.
What do you want the United Nations to do about this?
No. We need the quick intervention of the Special Rapporteur of the United Nations on matters like this nature. We have said the idea that there must be respect for the fundamental right of everybody, not even only the acting chair of the EFCC now. Every Nigerian, every member of the world community is a global idea.
So you don't expect him to respond to those allegations?
No. What we ask is that they should give him the opportunity to respond to those allegations. It's after he has responded, they now consider his response. That it is on that basis.
Do they need to? Because what they did was they sent the message back to the president, who has now ordered a probe into the allegations against the EFCC.
No. Once you want to take a decision affecting the right of anybody, whether negatively, especially negatively, you have to give that person the opportunity to see what you are talking about, so that you offer an appropriate response to whatever allegations you want to use in this case against to his detriment. That is the point we are making.
Okay, what do you have to say about the Secretary to the Government of the Federation?
Yes.
And the demand by the Senate that he should be removed?
You see, again, it is this question of what constitutes the guilt in a criminal matter. If you are saying he has abused his office, a criminal offense. If you are saying he has committed for a criminal offense, who is the competent authority to decide on the issue of guilt, then it goes back to the judiciary. But on moral ground, on ethical grounds, as a matter of fact, it is even in the interest of the Secretary of Federation to step aside now, pending when this issue will be sorted out. In Senate environment, in Senate crimes, once anything tarnishing is attached to your name as a public officer, you simply step aside and say, I want to clear my name. That should, in fact, when the Secretary of the Federation stepped aside and is eventually found not culpable, that puts him on a more high moral ground. You see, you cannot just say because nothing has happened in terms of judiciary and you want to continue to sit as the Secretary. It undermines his authority to perform his function. So that's why we are saying he should step aside. Okay. Because if to say that he should resign would have meant that we have already concluded about it.
Did you issue any statement as regards the SGF, as you did as regards Magu?
No. You see, now we are making it is now an open thing. We are making our position known that on moral and ethical ground, he should also step aside.
No, I'm wondering why SERAP did not issue a statement because this happened before the Magu confirmation issue. So why didn't you make your statement before the statement you made on?
We didn't make that statement on the basis of the fact that we are still talking about who is the competent authority to talk about the guilt of any person. You see, the danger we'll be running into legally is to say, once the Senate says a thing, you understand, in terms of whether somebody has violated a criminal law, and that is the end of it. But
what the Senate did was even for the two issues the Senate wrote to the president to investigate, and the president had asked the Attorney General to look into it. So is that not the process that it should be, or expect the Senate to take them to court?
No.
The Senate took them back to the one that appointed them and said, look at what these people are supposed to have done.
No, let's take the two persons separately first. What was the point against Magu?
Can you just hold your thought? When we come back, we'll take these two of them separately. Please don't go away. Welcome back. Our closing moments with the Executive Director of SERAP, Adetokunbo Muni. Yes, we were talking about these two people, taking them as individuals.
Yes, what I was saying, what was the issue against Magu? There was a security report. And our contention is that if you must rely on that security report, whatever allegations are contained in those security reports, you make it known to him, so that when you are considering reports, the security report, you also consider his response to the security report. That will have satisfied the requirement of fair, and you will be able to make informed, unbiased decision. Now, for the Secretary of the Federation, if we had not made a statement earlier, this channel is a public, almost worldwide medium. We are saying that what is morally right and ethically sound for him is to step aside from that position, pending the full investigation into all these allegations against him.
Mr. Muni, there are those who would think that you're speaking from two sides of your mouth. Because one, you say you say Magu should be given fair hearing.
Yes.
But the Senate is the legislature.
Yes.
Magu is an appointee of the executive.
Yes.
The DSS is of the executive.
Yes.
And they found the DSS brought a report against a part of the executive.
Yes.
And the Senate sent it back to the executive saying, clear your man before you come back to us.
Good.
You say he's wrong?
No.
They're not saying they're not, they're saying
thank you.
Clear him.
No, you see, what
isn't that what they said?
Thank you. If they had said so, clear him and get back to us. It means when the presidency is setting up the clearing process,
it's the same report they will use.
No. They must give him the opportunity to respond to that report.
What was your position on the Senate, on the DSS raid of the homes of the justices?
No, what we said is that if indeed there are evidences against them related to corruption, you must take them to court. We are not saying the president has no right to pursue anti-corruption, but the first notion that came to our head was that would this be a permanent clampdown and put them somewhere? And you see that immediately after the statement and a lot of people started coming out, they were released and processes were commenced to take them before the regular court. That is still fair. That is still acting according to the rule of law. But in respect, well, let me repeat, in respect of the Secretary of the Federation, we are saying pending when those allegations will be investigated, he has to vacate the seat. We are not talking about resignation. What is wrong with him stepping aside? Yes.
All right, thank you, Mr. Momoni. Adetokunbo Momoni is Executive Director of the Social Economic Rights Accountability Project. SERAP, thank you for coming on.
It's a pleasure being here. I'm grateful.
And that's a wrap on the show today. We want to thank you for letting us be a part of your morning. I'm Neota Ibe.
Well, thank you so much, and we'll continue to thank those who continue to keep us safe and ensure that our journeys are smooth. Do
remember, I would like to know how you're spending your holiday. Send us your pictures via Channels TV and Channels 24 apps. They are on your devices. Thank you.